Hey everyone, if you're watching this, that means it's Tuesday. And you know what Tuesday is?
Chime in Tuesday.
All right. So thanks again for almost starting the week off with us. And we're always bringing up a topic that will be near and dear to our hearts, that will ignite up here and in here. So what is the topic of today?
So I'm up today, and in thinking about what I wanted to chat about, because there's so many amazing things that we can discuss and get your thoughts and opinions on, I thought that I would use the opportunity to talk about something we're all aspiring for, and that's success. And the reason I chose this today in particular was because I'm preparing for a talk that I'm sharing with about 50 students at the University of Ottawa tomorrow evening. And I've entitled the talk, 6 Truths About Success. And
only 6?
Well, you gotta limit it somehow. I think 6 is even a lot.
Just easy.
And so I don't actually want to share with you what my 6 truths are, because I'd really, really like to know what your truths are.
Exactly.
So I'm basing my talk on, it's, as everyone who knows me, it's always rooted in science. But I'm also a very soulful person.
Yes,
I would say that. That's something that only came through experience, life experience. Mm-hmm. School experience gave me the
books,
science,
yeah.
And life experience and reading and growing and learning from others has given me the soul. And so my hope is that when I chat with these students tomorrow night, that I give them a slightly different perspective, or a fuller perspective on what success means, what success looks like, and how it's all actually within. We're chasing success thinking that it's outside stuff, that once I get the house, check, success. Mm-hmm. Once I get the title, once I get the kids, once I get the thing, that's right. Success. And that absolutely is part of success, no question. Right. Achievement is part of success. But I would love to hear what you think. I've done all the talking now.
Yeah. Because actually it's quite interesting, because like anything, any topic out there, everyone has an opinion. Whether right or wrong, it is an opinion. And I believe it's almost like the chicken and the egg, right? Which one came first? Because some people believe that to show success, to be success, it's the job, it's the, like you said, the car, the home, the career, all that. Oh, I have all that, so now I'm successful. Or the other flip side is that internally, that you are at peace with oneself. You are good with the decisions that you've made. You are content with the path that you're going on. And that is success, because there are, how many times have you seen someone where they have everything and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm not happy. There's something missing. There's something, and you're achieving all this physical stuff, but there's that physical feeling or that thing that you're grasping and holding on to, like, oh, it's success because I have coffee in my hands. But that is successful.
Success, really.
But that also being said is that whatever that feeling is, it can be internal too. And when you have that peace, or I'm saying that peace, or you have come to that realization that you are on level and you're content and happy, not content in a negative way, but you're content, like, you know what, this is good. And I've made my peace, and this is the path I'm going down, and that is success. And I think I lean more to being the internal rather than to have the physical stuff, because you know what? When you're dead, you can't bring it with you. But if you're at peace with everything and you feel that you've done a successful thing on the internal, everything on the external will come. That's just my philosophy.
Well, and according to science, it's actually all of those things. Mm-hmm. It is actually all of those things. And it wasn't until, so in 1996, I studied this stuff. But yeah, I was 21. And I think it was 21. And
I'm not doing the math.
And I still, while I studied it, I learned it's still up here. I didn't sort of integrate it in here.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I went through life and then went sort of very much the corporate path and left that stuff sort of on the side, it wasn't until I turned 40 when I really kind of pieced it all together. So so this is what I'm talking about tomorrow in a little more thoughtful, in a little more of a thoughtful, concise, coordinated manner. But this is the essence of what I'm talking about. And
quickly on the heels of what you just said, and for me personally, is that, you know, have the great career and have the home and you have all these things, and then all of a sudden you're just like, there's got to be more. And it took a paradigm shift, life-altering shifts, not one but three of them, to kind of wake up and then realize that success is actually, and I've said this to you just moments ago, is within, and the other stuff will come. You can go to university, college, you can get that great mentor, you can get all these things that can get you, like I said before, the physical stuff.
Okay, so what were those three things for you? What were those things that created that awakening in you?
Well, for me, in a span of just over a year, I had three traumatic things that affected me. I was diagnosed with a blood disorder that there's no cure for, which is called hemochromatosis, and 5% of the world population has both chromosomes. This disease shortens the lifespan of one person, and the doctors say that, or the experts say that anyone with both chromosomes do not see past the age of 70. But we're going to prove them wrong.
And I've not yet read the science that says that.
Well,
so Louise,
the experts have told me, and I've gone to clinics and spoken to groups of people, and that's what the consensus is. Second thing that happened was I was involved in a major car accident that should have claimed my life. I was told that there was no medical reason, once again, why you're alive. And here I am, told I'd never run, walk with difficulties. Now, don't get me wrong. Some major things have happened, frontal lobe damage, lower back pain that will only get worse as I get older. But all that being said, I went through insane rehab. Thank you. See, there's the, and then when it was all said and done, I thought I had crossed the finish line. I thought I'd done everything. They're like, excuse me, Mr. Andrews, you've got cancer. And so that was really tough too. But what I'm trying to get at, and this is not a resilience thing, it's more of a, you know, I had all the physical things that show that you were successful, and look at all the things that were happening in my life, and all that stuff didn't matter. And so there were things that I needed to get at peace with and understand what would make me feel successful. And it wasn't the physical things, it was more of the internal emotional things. And that's how I see success.
But I really am interested in hearing other people's stories as well, as to how they came to their own definition of success. So I'd love you to chime in on your definition of success. Chime in below and tell us how you got to that. The story is actually the most interesting part, because many of us may have a similar-ish sort of definition. I think Jay and I talked a little bit about, there was quite a bit of overlap in terms of how we define success, different words but mean the same thing. But how we got to that are completely different. And that's the unique stuff that we bring to the conversation, is when we share of ourselves.
Absolutely. And the other thing I just want to quickly mention before we get on with the rest of our day, and then you can absorb what we just said, is more importantly, your story actually does matter. So when you say to yourself, I haven't done anything, or my story, who's going to listen? Are you kidding me? Every single story, whether you're, I was going to say 3 years old, but whether you're like 6 or 7, because even those little people have a story to tell about what success is in their mind. And if you're 95, you have plenty of stories to say what success is. Every story counts. So please chime in. It's Tuesday. It's your duty to chime in And we would love to hear what your idea of success is.
That's it, friends.
All right, so have a wonderful day. See you next Tuesday for
Chime
in Tuesday.
Bye.
That was Queen Beanies.